What's up guys, welcome back for another YgoPro duel video. The new Spyral support, finally they are out on YgoPro, so it's time to try them out. But I think we all saw the new Spyral cards and they are very underwhelming, especially after playtesting, and very much disappointed in this new support. There are two decklists, two kind of ways to run Spyrals at a decent competitive level. The first one you see here is like a more synchro spamish build. I think this is the best version to like a co-competitive enter in like a regionals or whatever, since it has the highest chance of winning duels while getting far in a tournament. That's what I want to say. But biggest weakness of this deck, it's like pretty much a glass cannon deck. If your opponent has any kind of interruption like Maxi, Ghost Ogre, etc., which are by the way very popular in today's Zodiac format, you will struggle. You will definitely struggle against that, and the dimensional barrier as well, since that's of course a big weakness of this deck. But nonetheless, this deck has more, at least has the most explosive plays, most advantage plays, most explosive plays compared to other variants of Spyrals. So I'm focusing on the TCG builds. I'm not playing any OCG cards unless I'm mistaken, but the biggest downside again of Spyrals is that with this new support, and even before the new support, we need those OCG cards, like for example the Rec 1 Exceed, the Sprite, you know what I mean, like detach one card and draw one card, for example that one, and other cards as well. As for the rest of the new support, I'm only running that Phoenix Wing Blaster-like card, which is called Handy Cable or Utility Wire, I believe. The downside of the card is that you have to control a Spyral Super Agent on your side of the field, so it's like a small hinder of the card, although it's searchable, so that's kinda good, I guess. Fine as just a one-off in the deck. I'm not running Spyral Tough. Sadly, it doesn't have a built-in special summon effect like, for example, your Super Agent, your Spyral Super Agent. I don't like it, really. It's a wind, so it could be good for like an Eidolon version of the deck. Another possible advantage of this card is that you can just normal summon it, for example, your Tough, call the top card of your opponent's deck, either hit or miss, and then hit, you can pop your opponent's card or miss, then you know the top card of your opponent's deck, and then you can drop your Spyral Super Agent after that, maybe pop a back row, but that's okay, but that's not like the huge power play this deck lacks. And then Spygal Misty, sadly not a Spyral monster, again not searchable. The effect is bonkers, but it's like a much respected unicorn, right? But again, not searchable. You cannot bounce herself, by the way, so you have to control or at least target another Spyral monster, or a Super Agent monster, so again a big bummer. The last new card, which is like a Snatch steal. Problem number one, it's a trap card. That kind of blows. It's a bit too slow. Its grave effect is okay, but again, the second hinder is that it only activates when you special summon a Spyral monster, and this deck doesn't really have something to special summon a Spyral monster during your opponent's turn, you know, to interrupt your opponent's plays, unless you're run something like, Call of the Haunted Oasis or something like that, but that's not really too optimal, right? So again, too many restrictions. I don't know about this new support, but let's not waste any more time. Let's see the first few examples of this build. Alright, two examples ready with this build, but the build should be pretty much the same as I used in my previous video about the Spyral support. My previous video about, the previous support that was released I think 2 or 3 months ago. The one change I've made was adding the trap card, and also the new Foolish Burial as well. The new Foolish Burial of Belongings definitely has a spot in this deck. You know, you can send that Assault, Spyral Mission Assault from your deck to the grave to banish it and special summon a Spyral monster from your hand. So possibly special summoning your Spyral Super Agent, for example, or maybe Master Plan, definitely an option. So the new Foolish Burial can definitely have a spot in this deck. But again, the biggest difference between my previous video, which I will leave a link in the video description, again with more combos featuring the new, at least featuring this Synchro build, but you probably know the combos already, but Yeah, anyway, so again, the biggest difference is that eventually if you run this new Spyral gear trap card, you know, the wing blast that you need to control super agent on your side of the field for to activate it, you can search it with your quick fix and have a possible somewhat defense against your opponent after your first turn, right? So again, yeah, second example, and the difference between the first example is that now I do have access to a level 1 tuner thanks to the second resonator call, right? I did have one level 2 resonator monster, so the resonator call is going to surge the level 1 tuner. I make a small difference here is using the super agent on my side of the field, which is going to be destroyed during the end phase, by the way, due to Invoker's effect, so I'm immediately going to use it for a synchro summon, upgrade, etc, etc. For Ancient Fairy Dragon, you know, pop the field spell, again use the field spell, and then it's up to you how you want to end your turn. I opt, since I run that Vermilion Dragon mech in my extra deck, to go for Vermilion and take my chances here with my Super Agent, try to guess the top card of my opponent deck, but I always miss, so I'm kind of forced to pop my, my mission, my assault from my own back row and then banish it from the grave to get that super, that Spiral agent on my side of the field to use my Wing Blast, right? So this is currently the build of my, the synchro oriented version. Again, I think this build or this kind of way of running Spyrals is, I think this, you have the most chances of doing well in a tournament. But again, it's very risky, a very glass cannon deck, so it's up to you. The second deck list is actually a list, but I've made some minor adjustments. I will leave the original list in the video description. It's the deck profile featured on the House of Champions website, or at least their YouTube channel, John's YouTube channel, from I believe a regional top 8 featuring Spyrals as well, so from past weekend. But again, one downside, the guy is running the Utopia, you know, the prize card in its extra deck. So again, not everyone can play this deck, and you kinda need that Utopia prize card for this build, that is. So let's see a few examples of this build. Alright, first example, the biggest advantage of this deck is that you as you saw, or at least this build runs the Kaijus, you're running Slumber as well. And you can definitely deal with your opponent's field of, you know, Zodiacs, etc, etc. But the biggest weakness, or at least one of the biggest weaknesses of this deck is again hand traps, the Ghost Ogre for example. Maxi maybe, well Maxi, you can still push through the Maxi and possibly OTK after that. But Dimensional Barrier is also a card that definitely hinders this version. But again, the priority number 1 of this version is OTK your opponent. That's pretty much the thing you want to do here. The things, or at least you want to build it so thanks to Brilliant Fusion, thanks to Machine Duplication, which are all at 3 here in the deck. It's like a turbo-ish build, is to make multiple rank 1 exceeds, eventually go for that Numeron Dragon if you want, or if you're playing the prize card, the Utopia prize card example will follow soon here in this video, you can make that and after that possibly OTK your opponent. But again, during this first example, the Numeron Dragon was just enough, I believe. Second example, I get to start, which is okay, I guess. I do run that Spyral Phoenix Wing Blast, so I could search it out if I want to have some form of defense during my opponent's turn. The guy here was also side-decking Dimensional Barrier, by the way. So again, the first turn, Utopia Kaiser, use its effect, since I have 2 different rank 2 exceeds attached to it, so I can special summon up to 2 different rank 9 or lower number monsters from my extra deck. So just special summon 2 beat sticks. You know, very important is that as soon as you activate Utopia's effect, you cannot special summon after that, and your opponent's battle damage will be halved. So that's something important if you play this for like casual play on YgoPro or online, right? And kind of lucky here, this should be exactly 8,800 damage, indeed. So again, kind of lucky. Dangerous of using that rank 2 exceeds effect of, you know, giving you and your opponent 1k life points. But again, feel free to play this online. Again, it kind of sucks that all this new Spyral support isn't really too great, too many restrictions. it kind of blows, and yeah, you kind of also need those OCG cards like Sprite, for example. But you know that they can definitely function without them, but it's like it makes the deck so much better if you have something like Sprite or other OCG cards at your disposal. Zodiacs is something I tried out, but I don't really like Zodiacs with Spyrals, but it's an option, I guess. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.